I think my dolls are alive, and they're getting worse. Hello, everyone. I don't even know how to start this. I never believed in anything supernatural or creepy, but what's been happening in my house recently? I can't explain it. I need to get this out. It started with my Jennifer doll. I've had her for years, and I've always kept her in the same spot on my doll shelf. She was posed exactly like in the stock photos, perfectly still, staring forward as if she were just a regular doll. But over the past few weeks, something been off. It was small at first. I'd leave the house, come back, and she'd be in a different position. I thought maybe I was just forgetful or imagining things. But then it started getting weird. One day, I was taking a picture of my collection for a friend, and when I turned back around to set up the shot, Jennifer was sitting. She wasn't posed that way before. Her legs were crossed neatly, and she was sitting up like she was waiting for someone to talk to her. At first, I thought maybe I had just moved her, but I know I hadn't. The more I thought about it, the more the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. And then, it got worse. One night, I was sitting in the living room, scrolling through my phone, when I saw her again out of the corner of my eye. She was just sitting there, watching me from the shelf, but her eyes weren't straight ahead like usual. No, her eyes were rolling as if she were trying to look behind her head. I froze. I tried to laugh it off, telling myself it was my mind playing tricks. But when I turned to look directly at her, she smirked at me. A full, knowing smirk. I've never felt fear like that before, not from a doll, but it didn't stop there. Over the course of the next few days, I'd catch her in different poses. One time, I walked in to find her winking at me, a full, deliberate wink. I was getting paranoid, sure, but this wasn't normal. I've had dolls for years, hell, I even had a Sweet Screams Abby doll that was a little creepy in her own way. But this was different. The worst part, it wasn't just Jennifer. I remember the first time I lit my Draculaura on fire. I know, it sounds insane, but she started moving too. Her eyes would follow me across the room, and she started whispering things in the night. I tried everything, moving her, locking her away, even breaking her, but nothing worked. She wouldn't stop. So, in a moment of desperation, I set her on fire. I thought it would end the whole thing. But when the flames burned out, I found her ashes scattered in a perfect broken heart shape on the floor. I should have realized then. Now, I think the spirit inside Draculaura must have moved into Jennifer. How else could she be moving like this? How else could she be acting this way? Every night I hear whispering, soft and unintelligible. Sometimes I feel like I'm being watched, even when I'm alone in my own house. I'm scared to sleep. I'm scared to leave the room. But mostly I'm scared to even look at Jennifer. Because every time I do, she's a little closer. A little more, alive, and I don't know what she wants from me, but I'm terrified of finding out. If anyone has advice, or if anyone's had a similar experience, please let me know. I don't think I can take much more of this. I just hope it's not too late.